a new bill for SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps, or sometimes referred to as EBT for the low income. This would change the program in a massive, massive way and be very impactful for the 42.2 plus million beneficiaries that do rely on these monthly benefits. So if you are somebody that does have an EBT card and you do receive SNAP benefits, you certainly want to listen to this, and I have all the details for you here on this. Let's get into it and talk through the details. All right, now first off, everything I'm talking about here in this video directly pertains to SNAP benefits, food stamps, EBT, low income, food assistance, supplemental nutrition assistance program, whatever we want to call it. It's all referring to literally the exact same thing, okay? So I want to clarify that so we're all on the same page here. Now, this is, like I said, going to impact over 42.2 million beneficiaries that are currently receiving these monthly benefits. Now, to be fair with you, over the last couple of years here, we have seen other iterations of legislation like this. They've never gone anywhere. However, this time is actually different. There's actually a pretty high likelihood that this actually passes this time. And again, you heard me say it, it's going to impact beneficiaries pretty big going forward, okay? So I just want to bring this to you, and in just a second here, I will pop up some information on the screen so you can watch along there, read for yourself, and you can see the information that I do want to share with you. Now again, to be fair, this was actually introduced a couple weeks ago. Why didn't I bring it to you right away? Honestly, the last couple weeks have been very busy with other higher priority items that have been coming up that I wanted to share with you in a more timely manner, but this is also important. It is still in the legislation phase, still in the proposal phase, but I do think that this probably is going to pass this time around, okay? Anyway, let's pop it up on the screen now. You can see this article right here, and you can follow along, but I will paraphrase and give you the information out of it, okay? So back in the middle of January, okay, this is a couple weeks ago now. To be fair with you, it is February now as I'm filming this video, but in mid-January, January 16th, in the House of Representatives, they introduced the Healthy SNAP Act, okay? The Healthy SNAP Act is what it is called. This is the legislation. If you want to look it up, by all means, do your research on this. You can read about it yourself. But anyway, here's what it does. Basically what it does is it prohibits the purchase of candy, pop, soda pop, whatever you call it, basically carbonated beverages that are sugary, candies, dessert items, stuff like this. You can't buy it anymore with the result of this legislation, okay? Now, this is actually interesting because we've seen this pop up a few times over the last few years in different iterations, and it never went anywhere. But basically what they're saying is that about 20%, and again, this is just according to this article here and according to the statistics apparently, about 20% of SNAP benefits are spent on what they call junk food. Okay, I think we all probably agree it's pretty tasty food, all right? Call it junk food if you want to, but we happen to say it's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. But anyway, my point is, they're basically saying no more so-called junk food, according to what they're saying, is if somebody receives SNAP benefits, they want to completely prohibit the purchase of these types of items. Now, as you can see there in the article as well, they're talking about some examples being like prepared desserts, ice cream and cake and cookies, and other, sugary items, soda pop. Again, I know people call it different names around the country, pop, soda pop, whatever, that stuff, okay? They want to prohibit the purchase of this, okay? Now, remember this much as well. About $120 billion a year is sent out in the form of SNAP benefits to the 42.2 plus million beneficiaries, okay? And they're saying that 20% of that money is spent on what they're calling junk food. Okay, let's run some quick math here. $120 billion, 20% of that would be $24 billion a year is what they say is being spent on these so-called junk foods. It's a lot of money, right? So basically what they're saying is that you can find a healthy alternative like broccoli and carrots and fruits and vegetables and basic stuff like that. Okay, fine. I guess that's the thing that we could explore, but this is something that they want to do, okay? Now, this is out there. Again, they introduced it a couple years ago. It was not the same legislation. It was called something different. Honestly, I don't remember the name of what it was a couple years ago, but it was something very similar to this as well, okay? So just be aware that this is likely going to happen. Is it going to happen today? Nope. This week? Probably not. Next week or next month? Probably not. But maybe sometime this year? I would not be shocked whatsoever at all if this does actually come in. Now, here's one thing as well. A couple years ago, or whenever it was, I don't know, a year ago, year and a half, 2 years ago, I don't remember exactly when the last introduction of this was in the other form, the other legislation. But I had conversations with many of you here in the community, and I saw your comments down below. And a lot of you had really, really good points about this, and I totally agree about this, which is healthy foods are expensive. I agree with you. Healthy foods are expensive. I mean, seriously, go try to buy a cart full of healthy food options. It's expensive, right? I totally get it. So I've had conversations with some of you that say, I have to resort to buying these cheaper, lower quality foods because that's how I can stretch my SNAP budget or my SNAP benefit, right? If you're getting $100 or $150 or $200, or if you're lucky enough to be getting the maximum for a household of one being $292, if you're happen to be getting that amount right now, you really got to stretch on that to get enough, groceries and food and stuff like that for the entire month. So the conversations I've had with people is say, I need to buy these cheaper options, maybe these less healthy options of food, because that's how I can live off of, my SNAP benefit. That's how I can make it work for the entire month and get enough food that I need for that entire month. Good point, right? So let's just watch this whole thing and see what happens here. Again, another interesting bill, another piece of legislation that has popped up. Very interesting among all of the other chaos that we've seen here over the last couple of weeks. A lot of things so far in 2025. A lot has been happening so far. And again, I will continue to keep you posted on this, but this is something we certainly need to keep our eyes on because things have changed. A couple years ago, the likelihood of that passing a couple years ago was very, very minimal. Wasn't going to happen, right? And I made that very clear at the time when we saw it. I said, interesting proposal, it's not going to happen. Now, things are different, okay? And remember as well, they're still working on this multi-trillion-dollar reconciliation bill. They could add this in there if they wanted to, right? Yes, they absolutely could add this in there. They could put this legislation, the Healthy SNAP Act, which is what I'm talking about here. Look it up if you want to. Otherwise, I shared the details here in this video in the article. But if you want to look that up, by all means, go for it. That's why I tell you the names of the legislation so you can look them up yourself. But they could easily add this into the reconciliation bill if they wanted to, okay? So that's what we got to be aware of going forward, and why this is a little bit alarming and, maybe possibly a little bit, I don't want to say scary, because it's not like scary, but more like, more micromanagement about what we can buy. Which, by the way, how would they pull this off? That's my big question. Are they going to have like the food police sitting at the checkout counter when you go to buy your groceries? Hey, you can't buy those cookies. Oh yeah? Well, bite me, dude. You know what I mean? Whatever. I mean, how are they going to police this? Are they going to have the cashier at the checkout counter sit there and micromanage everything that somebody's buying and then say, oh, you have an EBT card? Sorry, you can't buy those drinks. Those fall into the sugary drink category. Oh, sorry, it's your birthday. Sorry, you can't buy that cake. Yeah, sorry, you can't buy that. How are they going to do this? I don't know. Maybe they put restrictions on the EBT card and the card somehow knows what you're purchasing. I mean, obviously it does because there's a SKU, a barcode on literally every single product. So as it's being scanned, it could be, falling into that category, and then the EBT card basically rejects that. I don't know. Technology above and beyond my level of intelligence and my understanding, I don't know, but I'm simply saying, how are they going to police this? How are they going to manage that? I don't know. That's still up for discussion right now, but I'm sure there's a way, and there's way smarter people out there than me to figure this stuff out. I don't know, but that's just a big question that I would have. Anyway, just want to share this with you really quickly. Let's keep an eye on it. I will keep you posted with any further developments on this. Any further information you need to know, I'll bring it to your attention. Again, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. If I can ask a couple of huge favors. Number one, please subscribe to the channel. It is 100% free to do so with the big subscribe button down below. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Otherwise, feel free to share this video. If you can think of anybody that has an EBT card or receives SNAP benefits, please share this video with them. There's a share button right down below as well. It's 100% free. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that. Otherwise, check out the 5,000 plus videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, and right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, again, thank you so much for allowing me to advocate and represent you. Thank you so much for your continued trust in me and this community. Thank you so much for watching, and please have a nice day, and I really hope I can see you again soon in the next video. I'll see you for now.